Goodfellas Sports TV, we back. Salute to all the brothers and sisters supporting the channel. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Definitely appreciate it. The Baltimore Ravens are headed for an organizational change to the point that they have already mutually agreed to part ways with John Harbaugh at the end of the season, and GM Ozzie Newsome will be stepping down, and Eric DaCosta will be the new general manager for the Baltimore Ravens. So John Harbaugh to be gone. Not a Ravens fan, and I'm not a Ravens hater as well. I appreciate all the tough, hard-nosed teams they had going back to the early 2000s when they beat the Giants in the Super Bowl, I believe, with Ray Lewis. And, they got one of the top defenses in the NFL. They're having some quarterback play problems. Seemed like Joe Flacco peaked at the Super Bowl a few years ago when they turned the lights off. Y'all remember that. But it's unfortunate, man. I really do think it's unfortunate, man. I think John Harbaugh is a good coach. Obviously, Ozzie Newsome was grooming his replacement, and he was getting old. But I still think he's a hell of a football mind. Former NFL player, and obviously the reports are, and I'll link the report to the description as well, that they're headed for a roster overhaul. And in my opinion, I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are that far away. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see the Ravens be that far away. They got some really good defensive players over there. C.J. Mosley, Jimmy Smith is a good player. But for overhaul, I guess some of the veterans there is about to be gone. Your Terrell Suggs, your Crabtrees, and some of your other veteran players that's, may be gone. And obviously the overhaul, it ain't an overhaul unless you probably starting back at the quarterback position, maybe where Joe Flacco is gone as well. And then you can see a predicament where Joe Flacco was talking about getting benched as well, and them starting the Lamar Jackson era, which the Lamar Jackson era can be very, very short. Because I think they want to see what Lamar Jackson got. And obviously, you're a new GM, Eric DaCosta. He could have been in on the drafting of Lamar Jackson, but maybe it was more of an Ozzie Newsome pick, and he didn't really like Lamar Jackson, so he wanted to see what Lamar Jackson got. So it's a situation where Lamar Jackson, probably won't be the starting quarterback next year either, or be the quarterback of the future. So you might see a situation where if Lamar Jackson don't perform or show promise, if they do pull Joe Flacco and put him in this season, he probably won't be the Ravens quarterback of the future. Eric DaCosta, the new general manager, who's a rising star in the organization, could pretty much can get his own quarterback in there and select his own team. But, obviously I don't think the Ravens need a teardown of this nature. Obviously if you didn't know, John Harbaugh has a year left on his contract after this year. They have mutually agreed to split ways after this season. Some people speculating, saying that he may be going to Denver. That'd be a great job for him. But I don't think you want to get rid of that guy. I think that guy's a good football coach. I think, Ozzie Newsome is a good general manager, but he's older. I don't know if he want to be doing the day-to-day duties of a general manager. So you can respect that, And what kind of coach do they want to go with? Usually when you go from, John Harbaugh is more of a special teams type of coach, defensive type of coach. Usually you go with the offensive mind type of coach. If you came from a defensive type of minded coach, then you go to the offensive minded type of coach. So he gonna land on his feet. And that's what I was saying earlier. I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was talking about the Jason Garrett situation, on why I did a video talking about Lincoln Riley is rumored to go to the Dallas Cowboys. And why would you want to go from the college football where you're making $5 million a season to go to the NFL, even for $10 million a season? Because Oklahoma got deep pockets, and they're gonna double your pay eventually if you continue to win. And you go to the NFL and coach at Jerry World with the Dallas Cowboys, and there's no job security. It's no job security as a professional football coach. Professional NBA coach as well too. There's no job security. So why not go to college and be a lifer and have a long tenure like Bobby Bowden, Steve Spurrier, Bob Stoops, Mac Brown in Texas? Why not go there and have a long tenure and be a Nick Saban in Alabama and be dominant? You changing lives. You are, helping young teenage guys become grown men and teaching them responsibility So, I definitely, would like to see John Harbaugh coach again, but I like to see it in the college ranks, man, because somebody got to show the professional ranks that, the jobs is shitty. The owners got to show more loyalty, and you want that type of loyalty that Marvin Lewis got with the Cincinnati Bengals. You want that type of loyalty that Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, have in him, and you want to give guys an opportunity in the shot, and 9 times out of 10, a coach is not going to change the fortunes that drastically if you don't have a general manager putting the talent in. So, just to give you guys a heads up, I'll link the report in the description. And the Baltimore Ravens are headed for a roster overhaul, an organizational overhaul, a coaching overhaul. And, just my personal opinion, I would look for them to get an offensive-minded coach, somebody young and innovative like a Sean McVay with the LA Rams. And I wouldn't promise, and I wouldn't, be 100% tenfold, 10 toes down that Lamar Jackson will be back as the quarterback. I think they will pull Joe Flacco at some point. They was talking about pulling Joe Flacco, coming off this bye week I think they on and starting Lamar Jackson and seeing what he got and what type of promise he got. Obviously, Lamar Jackson must put on at least 15 pounds in general, more likely muscle in the offseason to be more durable as a quarterback. They've been implementing him in the system with trick plays and doing stuff with his feet. But Joe Flacco days is numbered as well, too. Joe Flacco, Ozzie Newsome, which is stepping down. He's older. And John Harbaugh is done. I would like to see John Harbaugh stay and then part ways with Joe Flacco and give Lamar Jackson the chance. But what has John Harbaugh done that bad? It's been more of a rebuild on the fly. Instead of them tearing the whole organization down, they've been rebuilding it on the fly and trying to put things around Joe Flacco. They haven't really found a consistent superstar running back like they had with Jamal Lewis, like they had with other running backs in the past. They haven't really found that running back to be the workhorse running back. They've been doing it with Buck Allen and the other character that's in the backfield with them. They need a superstar type of running back, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley type of running back. And then your quarterback play ain't got to be that great when you got that. Obviously, they got older receivers, Michael Crabtree, Willie Snead. John Brown is fairly young. I think he's a really good receiver. And they got the young tight end out of Minnesota. So I don't see a roster overhaul with the Baltimore Ravens. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see a roster overhaul needed. But at the end of the day, I think that just means they're going to get rid of a lot of the older veterans. You can see Eric Weddle leaving, and they going into a new direction and trying to go in the same direction that the new NFL is going with. So younger, faster, quicker, stronger. That's always been the mantra of sports. And at the end of the day, an era is over in Baltimore. So I don't want you guys to be blindsided when this news comes down, when you hear this as well after the season. They won't, from what I understand, they don't have no plans on firing them in the season. They have plans on finishing, letting them finish the season out. And the Ravens weren't doing that bad this year. Just obviously the quarterback play hasn't been that great. I think Joe Flacco's a little gun-shy, been beat up. Like I said, he ain't got the greatest running game right now. And he ain't got the greatest receivers as well. So, at the end of the day, don't be surprised if you see Lamar Jackson out there balling real soon for the Baltimore Ravens and getting his roll on out there. And I hope for the young brother to succeed and nail down that job. But if he doesn't, excuse me, that's Miles. If he doesn't, look for him, not to be the future in Baltimore. Look for them to draft a quarterback next year in the near future, or bring a quarterback in, which I really doubt it's a lot of quarterbacks out there to be brought in. So I'm going to link that report to the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys be part of our channel and our community. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another live stream. We're going to start doing more live streams coming up. More multi-sports live streams and current event live streams as well. And some Food for Thought live streams as well. Check out our playlist from Food for Thought, Hood Classics, Classics or Not, Hood Stories. We got a lot of different playlists, music, entertainment. And I got a big announcement coming up real soon about a new show we're going to be producing in the mornings. God willing. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, our Facebook group, our Facebook like page, Twitter. Also, you can email me as well, DM me on those platforms. If you got a question, you got a video request, you got a story you want me to talk on as well. Also, you want to donate to the channel, that link's in the description as well. Salute to all the brothers and sisters holding us down. We're going to continue to kick that real sports-ish Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. We gone.